Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everything Iconic with me, Danny Pellegrino. I'm here with the beautiful Drew Sidora from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew, I have so much I want to talk to you about. How are you doing, first of all?
Let's go. I'm good. I'm in Atlanta. The sun is shining. We're quarantining still. Nothing's changed.
Right.
Kids in virtual school. It's a roller coaster ride, but my husband and I are doing good.
Drew, I just saw the mid-season trailer. Literally moments before I'm waiting to talk to you. I was just watching with my headphones on.
Are you serious?
It just came out.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, as of this recording, it just came out and it looks so good. Drew,
what is going on? I'm nervous.
Drew, there's a moment where you're telling LaToya, you say you're not looking for God, you're looking for dick, or something along those lines. It is I'm going to write it on a pillow. It's my new catchphrase. I love it.
You are killing me right now. My heart is beating so fast. I'm sweating. I didn't know it dropped. I haven't seen it. So this is news to me, but yeah, I did say that. And I guess there's so much there. There's so much that you're going to see. It goes really deep. And LaToya, you're going to see who she really is. And it gets disgusting, Danny. Like, it gets disgusting. That's all I can say. That I would never speak that way. But what she does, let me tell you, not only affected me, it affected my family, and it affected the whole Christian religion. Let's just say that.
And you can't tell me what she did or allegedly did.
I can't. I can't, but I want to so bad.
But I gotta try it.
But I will say this. What you see of her, I think people are seeing her for who she is. And I think as you continue to watch, she's going to just continue. Those layers are going to continue to come down because you can only pretend to be something for so long. She's not being authentic. And I have said from the beginning, the girl is caboodles to me. I don't know who she is or what she stands for, but that's why we don't connect. Initially, I didn't know. I was like, this girl's coming for me hard. I saw when she was talking about me before we even really met. And I was like, wow. But it speaks a lot to her character, and it speaks to a lot of what you'll see coming up.
What do you think it was when she first met you? Do you think it had anything to do with you specifically, or was she just coming in to have some moments on the show?
She was a fan. What can I say? Mm-hmm. I mean, she was single white female, kind of stalkerish, I feel like, but she definitely has been watching me for many years before I ever knew who LaToya never was. I never knew of her, but she had been watching me, and she continues to watch me. And so I chop her up as a fan, which I love my fans, and I'm thankful to have her as a fan. And that's what I think of her. Hopefully her headshot that I gifted her with is hanging in her room on her wall.
I need to get one of those headshots for my office, because I too have been watching you, not in a creepy way, but I want to talk about step up the game, all of that stuff in a minute.
Yeah.
But we also see you in that mid-season trailer sit down with Kenya, and you two seem to just be at ahead. What's going on with you and Kenya?
I hate it. I really hate it because, she's beautiful. Let me just put it out there. I am not someone that hates on women. I uplift women of color because I am a Black woman. And so coming into this, and especially coming off of Black Lives Matters, I was excited to meet Kenya. I was excited to meet all the ladies. They're all beautiful. They're all successful, and they've done amazing things with their platforms. And I was disappointed that we couldn't connect ever. And I didn't know why until I watched the show back and saw that she was throwing shade at me and talking shit about me before she even met me. And that was hurtful because I was really hoping to connect genuinely with all of the women, understanding you're not going to get along with everybody. But she just kept coming for me, and I tried to resolve it. And you will see, tried to connect with her. I tried to talk to her. I tried to take her out to dinner. I literally tried everything. And, I don't know what the issue is. She's just mad. And I don't know why. You would have to ask her. I don't know why the anger and, coming for me has been her main focus point for this whole season.
We do see, not to give you another spoiler for that trailer here, I keep bringing it up, but we do see you say that you want to split the bill at the restaurant. You guys are leaving the restaurant and you say, we're going to split the bill. And so I just wonder, this is maybe a little too insidery, but doesn't Bravo pay the bill for the dinner, or Did you guys
Not
split
all
the bill?
dinners.
Not all dinners. Okay.
Not all dinners.
Okay.
I learned that. I would have thought that because I'm an actress. And yeah, on set they give us craft service and they give us meals and they do other things. This is real life. And like, I know someone was asking me about like edits and things. I'm like, no, like Bravo gets the story across. Whatever we do, they hold us damn accountable because they are not chopping this up to add things and put them in different places. It's like, oh yeah, that's what happened. I can't deny it. So yeah, I took her out to dinner. And so I'm glad you saw that I can speak to it. I invited her out to dinner, Danny. I was
tried
like,
to make it work.
I tried. That was me giving it a good try. And she like goes off on me, you know, and then she tries to take the bill. And I'm like, well, hold on. I'm not a cheap bitch. I can pay my own way. I can pay my own little food. And so I guess that's what you saw. Don't try to buy me. Don't try to buy me.
She says, then she says in her confessional in the trailer, she says, broke. I don't want to misspeak, but she says something like broke people split checks or something like that. So then she throws you more shade in the confessional. I'm sorry. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Well, I wasn't going to pay for her meal because we're not friends. You know, I cover my friends' bills, but we're not friends. So what are we talking about, girl?
Well, honestly, I really believe it looks explosive. And I was already so excited to talk to you because I need to get into the Bolo of it all. I mean, Drew, that was like the greatest episode of maybe one of the greatest episodes of Housewives across any franchise of all time. First of all, did you watch Housewives before joining the show?
Did, but before I actually, once I got on the show, I actually went back to season 1 because I really wanted to catch up on everything and really get to know the ladies and just learn the dynamics. So yeah, I had watched from season 1 and I was very familiar with all the dynamics.
So
yes.
After that Bolo episode, after that happened in real life, was there a sense amongst the cast like, holy shit, that was a lot. That's going to be a good episode? Or does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I saw a lot of stuff happen. I saw a certain somebody who was real thirsty with her tongue out looking for something to lick. That same person ended up throwing up in my toilet.
Was it LaToya? So, yeah, is that who you're saying, LaToya?
I was very nervous for her. I was like, oh God, like she is just ruining her whole everything in this moment. So I was more so like, look, I've never been to a bachelorette party. I had a lot of fun. I learned some new tricks to bring home to my husband. And all the ladies were actually getting along. Now, what I saw LaToya doing, I was like, oh God, yeah, that's going to be really bad if they show that. And so they didn't show everything, but yeah, she embarrassed herself. And that's when I think a lot of the ladies got to see kind of more so of who she is. But amongst everyone else, I just felt like we had a good time. When Kenya started to say all of this stuff, I didn't know where it was coming from because I myself didn't see that. I don't think she saw it either. I think she's just throwing these accusations around to tear down another Black woman, unfortunately.
So do we know that somebody from the cast actually did sleep with Bolo?
I don't know that. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, maybe something happened that I'm not aware of, because I honestly, no one said to me anything and said, well, don't say anything, or, you know, I'm embarrassed. Nothing of the sort. And no one was acting awkward and weird. So I thought it was just Kenya being Kenya and just making it up and being who she is, you know?
Stirring the pot a little bit.
Stirring the pot. Exactly.
What did your husband, Ralph, make of the episode? What did he think of Bolo, the Bolo of it all?
I know, right? Well, because I was honest with my husband and I pretty much laid it all out, he already was understanding what he was going to see. And I had already told him it. Initially, when I told him, he, of course, wasn't the happiest. He was kind of like, you know, but he couldn't say anything. I was like, I didn't know what you were doing in Tampa. And my reason for being so open with him is to show, you know, you can be transparent. As long as we're honest and transparent with each other, I feel like we can get through anything. And that's what I believe in. And that's what I did. So when he saw it, of course, he was looking to catch me doing something, but it was nothing there. It was everything I told him. So he was like, all right, you know, glad you have fun.
Drew, I really thought it was so refreshing. Most of the cast really was being so sex positive, which is rare on television, I believe. It seemed like you guys were having a good time. And for the most part, everyone was like, we had a good time. This is what happened. you mentioned like a coffee table situation, but I thought it was really refreshing. However, for the most part, everyone seems so sex positive about it all. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone was like super confident. And that's one thing about women. When we come together and we link up and we have fun, we can do amazing things. And it really can help you build self-confidence. We were all uplifting each other, feeling sexy. They were rooting me on to my twerking. So I think it was genuinely just like a great moment of sisterhood. And yeah, I think that's why people are like, there's no judgment. It was supposed to be no judgment.
Excuse my language. This is a direct quote from the episode, but Cynthia had mentioned there was a titty that fell in someone's mouth. Excuse my language. Do you know what she was referring to?
Okay, so real story. I was in my room because after the crew left, I went in my room. I thought we were done. I was tired. So I called my husband and I was in the room talking to him when Cynthia was out there. When I came out, because my husband was like, well, you haven't really hung out with the girls. It sounds like they're still turning up. Go hang out with them. When I went out, it was like Cynthia said, we were trains like in the middle of the night. We missed each other because when Cynthia was there, I wasn't there. And then when I came out, Cynthia had left. So I don't know what Cynthia saw. I didn't see that.
Oh my God. Drew, you've been a successful actress for years and years and years. Were you nervous to get into the space of reality TV? Because it is so different than the scripted world. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it is completely different. I guess for me, it was just like, I do movies, I do TV, and I'm always playing these amazing characters, but I've never been able to really show my fans and people who I am as just a person, the good, the bad, the ugly, my humanistic side, the mistakes I may make, just really the things that I stand for. And so I thought that this would be great to just allow me to be vulnerable, especially after the whole year we had with 2020. It was like, we're quarantining. I had 3 Achilles rupture surgeries. And my mama's living with us. So why not? Why not open up and share this journey? And so I was really excited to just do that. And of course, meet and make new friendships. But I did not know how it goes. So that anniversary dinner that you saw, I was thoroughly embarrassed with my husband's behavior. I got up from the table and I was like, cut, I'm done. And I went to take off my mic. And the difference that I learned on day one was like, when you say cut, usually it's a wrap, right? Well, in this time, like the cameras followed me into my bedroom. So I was like, oh, you're still here. And they're not done. So there are no dones. There are no cuts. Yeah, it just is what it is. And so once I learned that, I was like, oh, this is really real. Like
that was intense to see on TV. And did you ever figure out the situation in Tampa? Any more information about that?
Well, we're in marriage counseling. And what I learned was that it was more important to focus on the why he left than what he did. So the why was, I guess, in counseling, you learn a lot in growth and about childhood. A lot of things that you experience in your childhood, you kind of bring into your present. It's called baggage. And so when he was younger, he ran away from home when his mom, when he lived with his mom. And it was when he didn't feel appreciated. And that is his go-to. That is what he's programmed to do, is to run away. And so it was less about him doing it to me, more about his triggers, more about him needing to heal the childhood trauma that he experienced. And that once I understood it, and dealing with COVID, and he was at a breaking point, being my nurse, my mom living with us, it was a lot for him. And some people can choose drugs, alcohol, whatever. He chose the beach. That was how it was explained to me. And with that, I received it. And now we're working on his trauma, my issues, and just trying to grow and be better individually so we can be good together.
It must be hard watching it all back. I mean, especially those episodes. I mean, that must have been tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I cried. I'm not gonna cry no more. I cried.
Did he feel like, did he watch it and say, man, I've screwed up? Or did he watch it and what was his reaction to it?
Well, at first he was like, why did you, well, you made me leave, and then honestly.
No, I didn't think that. I'm mad at him now. True.
Well, that was the truth. I'm always going to keep it real. Yeah. That was what he said. That's how he felt. And like the good thing about all of it, it's bittersweet, of course, but the marriage counseling has been helping us because it forced him to take accountability. And he even I think he needed to understand his own triggers, so oftentimes in life, we don't deal with our own stuff and we always want to point the finger. And like, I am so thankful, you know what I mean? Because we have been putting our issues on the back burner for so long. But once you start arguing in front of your kids, and then you start arguing in front of all of America, that's when you know there's a real issue. And so I'm thankful that he was committed to the relationship to even do the work, because now he's discovering things about himself and he can say like, well, yeah, I wasn't perfect then and I made these mistakes and I'm just trying to do better as a husband now.
I feel like I was just super tough on Ralph, but I do want to say he's a beautiful man. Like he's a gorgeous, he's really a hot man.
I appreciate and accept the tough love from everybody. And I think for him too, he reads the comments, he sees what's being said, and he is someone that really his intention, because he's very layered, but his intention is to do for others. He will give the back off of his shirt, to someone in need. He's a licensed life coach. He's an entrepreneur. He's super, super brilliant. He's smart and he's good to look at. So, all those things make for a great man that I love. I hope everyone else continues to get to know him, because you'll see why I married him. How you met him is actually how I met him. I met the asshole of my husband. So I knew what I was getting, but I also saw the potential in him. And I think now we're doing the work for each of us to reach our highest potential, and that's what life is about. Just trying to be better.
We just want the best for you, Drew. I was watching those episodes and, we want the best for you. And always. Drew, I got to talk about Step Up, because I love Step Up.
Yay!
And you're amazing in it. You're so good. What do you remember from that experience? I mean, that's an iconic movie. I mean, come on.
So many things. So one exciting thing, because I'm a huge fan of Sierra, but Sierra was actually up for that role as well. So it was really big for me, because a lot of people may or may not know, I grew up dancing my entire life. I was trained in hip hop, ballet, jazz, all of that. And so getting an opportunity to land that role, I got to work with some of the most amazing choreographers in the business, working with Channing Tatum, Jenna Dewan.
Channing is like one of my number ones. I know, I love him. And that was, I think, the first movie. It was around that time where I was like, this man is stunning looking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And his personality and everything is exactly that, because you got to understand, he was still up and coming when we did Step Up, and none of us knew if it was going to be big or not. So it was just like, all right, we're super humble. We're just excited to do this little Disney movie, hoping that they'll love what we do. And he just really wanted to be great, but he can dance like he's an incredible actor. And I got to witness their love story, because it was like Jenna would be over here like, oh my God, he's so hot, he's cute. And then he was telling Demaine, who's another friend of ours, who played his best friend, like, yeah, my guy is feeling your girl. So we were kind of instrumental in putting them together. So when you watch that movie, it was a real love story happening on and off camera. So
were you able, did you see the Magic Mike movies, and were you able to watch them and just see how hot he was in those movies? Okay.
I did. But he used to walk around with his shirt off on set all the time. Like he loved showing off his body and just be like, yeah, look at all of this, And so I was like, this is the perfect movie for you, because you like to get naked anyway. So
God bless him. God, I love him so much. And he just does seem like he just seems like a nice, genuinely nice man. And oftentimes, as you've worked with a million of these actors, I feel like sometimes they're maybe not.
You're right. And I can tell you that even when we wrapped the film, he was still available, like, hey, let's go grab food, and let's have a party at my house, let's play some games and play cards. So it was like he just wasn't there to do a job. He was there being himself and connecting with people. And I think that's, you don't meet that all the time. So that was one of those rare moments that we really built a real friendship.
I saw on Twitter you were tweeting with Keke Palmer, who you did the TLC movie with, and you were brilliant. You guys were brilliant in that movie with Lil Mama was the other. It was
yes.
You guys were so good in that movie. It was great. Were you a TLC fan before all of that?
Thank you. Yes, was I?
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
who was it?
Who was it? And I thought I was T-Boz when I was younger. Like, I got to find these pictures. I was in a girl group, and I even cut my hair short like her. I promise you I will find it, and I'm going to DM you. I'm going to send it to you. because you couldn't tell me I wasn't her. I even used to, we did like the TLC Creep video. My friends and I bought silk pajamas and we put ourselves on tape doing the moves. So when I got the role, I was just like, well, this is meant to be. I've been being her my whole life. And we're both Tauruses and we connected so real. But that role I felt was made for me. I was just meant to be her, not only bring T-Boz to the screen, but also bring Tian Watkins, which a lot of us didn't know because I learned so much about her having sickle cell and like being sick after shows and then being broke. It was just so amazing to learn, so much about them. But that by far was my most challenging role.
You guys also had such great chemistry in that. I remember it was, obviously you're playing this legendary group that's supposed to have chemistry, but how did you guys did you work together a lot before rolling, or how did you guys sort of get the chemistry down? It just snapped in?
It happened. Well, Keke Palmer's from Chicago. So when we met instantly, it was just like, sis, like, what's good? And then Little Mama, she's such a beautiful spirit. We really, truly formed a sisterhood. And I think that just translated, through the camera. You could feel that. We would hang out on and off camera, but there was a real connection there. And we really wanted to do a good job.
I love when you said on Atlanta Housewives, you're from Chicago. I lived in Chicago before. I live in Los Angeles now, but I'm from Ohio. I lived in Chicago for some years. I love Chicago. So I love when you said
Midwest,
that. Like,
Midwest, you understand?
Yeah, I
got that Midwest connection. Chicago's a beautiful city. As you know, Harold's Chicken, Garrett's Popcorn, Lakeshore Drive. It's just got so much to offer. And we really are good people. A lot of our people came and migrated from the South. So we're very cultured. And we like to have fun, but we don't hold back our opinions. And we have a lot to say.
I'm Italian and Chicago has the best Italian food.
Yes, absolutely we do.
Okay, back to the TLC movie. What was your favorite TLC song?
Okay. Scrubs.
No, Scrubs, yeah. So, but okay.
Scrubs.
Drew, isn't that weird that you're with Candy? I mean, I interviewed Candy a few weeks back or a couple months now. And it was so amazing. Some people got mad at me on this podcast because we spent like an hour talking about her career because she's done all of these legendary songs. And some people were mad. I was getting DMs like, you didn't even talk about Atlanta Housewives. I'm like, I have Candy fucking Burris on the show. I'm going to be talking about No Scrubs, about all of her work.
So much.
But was that weird then? Now you're working with Candy who wrote that song and you were in the movie about that.
Yeah, so I had an opportunity to meet Candy. She came to the TLC premiere in New York and we actually took a picture on the red carpet. So I had that run-in with her and she was super cool. But honestly, like meeting her again on RHOA, I was really nervous. I don't know what happened. Like all the other girls, I was like excited, but I was probably the most nervous to meet her because I had studied TLC so much and Tian had spoken, so many incredible things about her that I was just like, she's amazing. Like she is what I strive to become. And being in her presence, I'm like, I turn into a sponge or a student because I'm just soaking up, because anything she says she wants to do, she puts her mind to, she does it. And not only that, but what her and her husband have been able to come together and accomplish. I'm like, girl, I'm inspired. I'm just inspired to be in your presence sometimes. We're both Tauruses. So it's just like, I really feel connected to her. She's
a legend. And I think oftentimes Housewives fans forget all that she's contributed to pop culture. And she's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I did ask some people in the Everything Iconic Patreon some questions, and Megan Vincent wanted to know about the game. And I think they're doing a game reboot for Paramount Plus. Is that right? Or have you heard anything?
I heard that. What I know so far is that they're going to bring new cast members in. I think they may have some of the older cast members in, but they're going to do something. And I think it's going to be based out of LA or something. That's what the trades were saying. And my agent, we were talking about it. So we'll see. I mean, if they call me back.
So you'd pop in, right?
Oh, yeah, I would pop in a heartbeat. They actually called me to do, I think they did like a reunion episode and I couldn't do it. I had just delivered my now 5-year-old Makai. So we're family, shout out to Mara, Brock Akil and Salim. They held me down. Mara actually has known me since I was a little girl. I was like 8. And she said that I told her I wanted to be a big actress. And so she never forgot that. And when I booked Girlfriends, she was so proud of me for, sticking to my craft, that's how I got written into the game. So I am forever grateful for that experience. And yes, anytime Mara Brockett Kill calls me, I will be there.
What would you like? Where would you like to see that character now?
You know, I really, and this was something we wanted to do before the show was canceled, was Mara wanted to have a conversation between Drew Sidora and Melanie, and to have us sit down and talk about our perspectives and really be able to heal. Because the last thing you saw was us going back to, back and forth. You took my man, I didn't know nothing about you, blah, 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 blah. So to be able to have two Black women come together, I think would be powerful, especially during this time. And that's something she wanted to do, and I think it would be awesome.
We're talking about all these roles. Do you have a favorite? Is there a favorite project you've done out of all this stuff in terms of scripted?
I really love all my characters. I would say for sure, White Chicks was one of the funniest dang old movies I've ever done in my life, because they wrote me in that script. I auditioned to play Marlon's wife, and they're like, okay, you look too young. It'll look like he's a pedophile. So they wrote me in it. But really, Keenan was so amazing. He was like, you're so funny. Just go do your thing. So most of my parts, which made it into the film, were like improv, or Keenan giving me a joke and me just, going with it. So I learned so much from them, but like it was jokes all the time on set. Terry Crews, everybody was stupid hilarious. So that goes down in history of like all-time best fun projects ever.
I feel like there aren't enough like silly movies now. It's like the comedies we get, I don't know. There was this movie called Barb and Star that came out a week or two ago, and it was so silly, and it made me just want more, just especially right now, everything's so heavy. I'm like, I want some just silly comedies.
I have a movie that's coming out.
Tell me about it.
Yes, it's called White People Money, and I did it in Chicago, so it's a must watch. But it is a funny, stupid movie. It's about the stereotype of white people money and what we think it is. And in the hood in Chicago, if Black people win a bunch of billions of dollars, you can't tell your mama, you can't tell your people, because you're not going to be able to keep your billions of dollars. So it's a play on the stereotype that we all know and think of wealth or white people's money. And it's just stupid, really. When
can we see that? I need it right now, Drew.
I know, right? I will let you know. It's dropping soon. I know the trailer just dropped. So
okay.
Coming to a theater or,
we'll see it.
Netflix.
Yeah. We'll follow you on social media and we'll get it.
Yes.
What can you tell me about what's coming up on the season of Atlanta?
Jesus.
It looks good.
It was so much. It was just like, you can't write this stuff, the things that ended up happening.
So I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you. We know that you and LaToya are not good. We know that you and Kenya are not good. You're good with Candy, right?
I'm amazing with Candy. Yes.
You're good with Cynthia?
That's my ride or die.
Okay. Who else am I missing?
Portia's my girl.
Portia. We love Portia. She's the best. We love Portia.
She's the best.
Who doesn't love Portia?
Who doesn't?
What about Marlo? Yeah, Kenya. What about Marlo?
I love me some Marlo. She is fabulous. She's very real. She gets along with Kenya. So I feel like she was trying her best to just be cool, but it was difficult. And I felt like at times she felt like she was in the middle. But I love Marlo. Like, I really hope we can continue to grow our friendship. Because
you think the Kenya thing is real? Her and Kenya? Do you think that relationship is, or just?
I don't understand it. I was confused because I know I wanted to see them come together. I was definitely an advocate for that. Marlo was really hurt. So I am happy if Marlo is happy. If it's real, good for her. I just hope that it doesn't bite her later on.
Right. Okay, I want to run through some of these questions real quick that people wrote in. Julia Barrett says, is your mom still living with you?
Mommy is back in Chicago, but she did leave some things in her room. So I am guessing she'll be returning at some point.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let's see. Megan Vincent said, are you devastated by Channing and Jenna's divorce as we all were?
I am super sad.
Yeah,
I don't like divorce. I really don't. And I know how much they loved each other and how attracted they were to each other. And they're both amazing. But if they did what they needed to do to be happy. As long as they're happy, then that's what's most important.
That one hit me hard, Drew. I don't know. Some
Yeah.
celebrity breakups, like, man, I don't even know these people. And I was like upset about it.
I was like, well, I kind of helped, kind of had a little bit something to do, a small part. So I was like, maybe I should like call them and like see if I can get them back. I was like, it's not my business, Drew.
I love
Worry about your own marriage.
I love that. Megan Regal, this is interesting. Were you in a play with Noelle's dad, Leon?
Was.
Okay.
I was actually in a couple of plays with Leon. For some weird reason, he's always like my love interest. And so
he's handsome
that's how
too. I mean, Leon's hot. We like Leon too. Yeah.
They love Leon. Like when we step out on stage and he's there, I got to just wait a while and let everybody just clap and scream before I say my line. I'm like, yeah, because he's just so cool. But yeah, I did a couple of plays with him. Most recently, Set It Off, where I played Stoney. He was my love interest in that.
Oh, amazing. Drew, anything else you want to clear up from this season of Atlanta? You want to tell the fans either clearing up or what do you want to leave people with?
I mean, I just want to say I am someone who is all about finding understanding. We don't have to agree. I'm a girl that is going to hold her friends accountable. And at the end of the day, people want to say, well, Kenya and Drew. I am just here for the truth, and I'm here for people holding each other accountable. And I was really genuinely wanting to get to know her and build some sort of relationship. So what you'll see is that. And that's my true intention in my heart. And I just hope that people can see that and know that I am here for women empowerment, women supporting each other, uplifting each other. I am not here. Right. Yeah, I'm not about tearing down another woman, whether they're going through a breakup, marriage, whatever, because I have been and lived it and I'm sharing it. So Who am I to judge anybody? I'm not perfect, but that's really it.
Well, I'm glad we're getting all the cast together because I personally felt the beginning of the season was a little slow and boring, but then we got to the Bolo episode and I feel like it's full steam ahead. And now we're on track. Drew, I ask all my guests the next a couple of questions. Do you have a favorite Mariah Carey song? I'm a huge Mariah fan, so I like to ask everyone.
Mariah Carey. Yeah. Yeah, Mariah goes. I sing to Mariah Carey all the time. So, I mean, you can just put her album in and ride it out. I usually clean up to her album. So I'm a huge Mariah Carey fan.
Can we see you working on music? Are you going to work on some music now with Candy? Why don't we see you and Candy do a song?
I asked Candy. I was like, Candy, hey, can you write something for me? And she was like, I think she wants to know if I'm serious because her being such a serious songwriter and passionate about her music, I feel like I have to prove myself, which I'm all here for because my music never took off in a way that I thought it would or hoped it would. So I'm glad you asked me about it because I have now been back in the studio working on stuff. I'm a little nervous, but I just had a song placed in the new Master P movie. So I feel like that kind of reignited that passion and I'm excited. Drew. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. So, that's exciting. I can't wait to hear more. Finally, if you were choosing sexiest man alive for People magazine, who would you choose?
His
Can't
name.
Choose Ralph.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
No, it's got to be someone. It's got to be like another, even though actually I would probably choose Ralph. Like he's gorgeous, but you got to choose someone else.
That is hard. And you're trying to get me in trouble.
I know. That's what we do here on podcasts, Drew.
Who else is there? Look, you can see I have all eyes on my husband because I'm like, well, who else is there?
We'll say go ahead. I was going to say, we'll say Channing Tatum for you because, we're just going to say him.
Let's go with that. Channing Tatum. Yeah, he's all around talented, sexy, funny. So I would nominate him. I'm with you on that.
Drew, thank you so much. It was such a delight to meet you. I've enjoyed watching you and I'm so excited for the rest of the season. I want to encourage all of our listeners to follow Drew on social media. Your handle is, what is it?
At Drew Sidora, Drew Sidora, DREWSIDORA.
We will all follow you and we look forward to seeing more. I want to tell everyone, if you're watching this interview on YouTube, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and then you can get our merch at everythingiconic.store. Drew, thank you. This was such a delight. What a pleasure. Hopefully I'll meet you soon in person.
I love your throwback memes, by the way. Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. I love a throwback. I'm going to put, when I post this, I'm going to throw a little step up throwback in there.
Please do.
I was looking at your song in there, and I had totally forgot you singing in this movie. Like it was amazing.
It is. It's time for music. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, Drew. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.